Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is iTalk2, and in today's video, we're going to be covering game collecting. Specifically, we were talking about PS1, maybe a little bit of PS2, but majority of the time I collect for PS1. Made a video on the main channel talking about my new collection. I don't collect digital as much anymore, but now I have gotten into physical, and my main thing right now, and it's going to be for a while, is collecting all of the North American releases of PS1 games. And I'm talking all the variants too. If I can get my hands on all the variants, I would like to get that as well. So today we're going to be talking about eBay. eBay is the topic for today's video in terms of like how you can use eBay to start a collection up. So let's get right into it. So here is my eBay, and we're gonna look at this for a little bit, and this is what it looks like. So you got like the home page here. Make an account with eBay for sure, definitely do that. And you've got a lot to look here. You got, you know, recently viewed, watched items. We'll talk about all of this in the video, so do not worry about it. I really want to touch on eBay as this is a good way to start a collection, and also I feel like there's a lot of stuff I wish I knew about before I really started collecting. I found out like relatively like later on in the collecting phase, and I wish I knew about them sooner. So now it's sort of like, okay, now I have a lot more knowledge of the topic. I don't know everything obviously, but I've got a little bit to talk about, and I think that you guys will enjoy the video. And even if you don't collect PS1 games, this can go for anything. Like, it's not just video games. It could be any sort of physical collection you're wanting to try out or to start up or anything like that. But we're going to use eBay, and we're only going to talk about PS1 games. Maybe PS2, but mostly PS1. First things first here is that we have our homepage here. Once you make an account, you'll have a whole lot of stuff to look at. And that's really about it. You see a lot of stuff, you don't really know what any of it means. We will talk about it when we get to that. So let's take a look here at ratings. So ratings is a big one here. All it is essentially you have a rating as a buyer, and people have ratings as buyers and sellers. That's just kind of how it works. I do not sell anything. Everything in my collection I want to keep. I am not looking to resell them or anything like that, unless there's like a trade involved or it's a duplicate. Then I'm willing to sell that off just so I can use the credit, the store credit, or the money and buy stuff I don't have. So anyway, we're gonna look at just anything here. Let's take a look at this Tactics Ogre. Okay, so I think this is a game that I actually have in my cart right now, because I did record this earlier and I was trying to figure out like how to make this video kind of easy to understand, and it wasn't really going well. So we're gonna just start over and do it here. So here we go. This is what we have here. This is the main page. This is everything you need to know about your order or what they're selling. You've got the title right here. You want to make sure it's PS1. Again, we're only specifically talking about North American PS1. You want to make sure it says PS1. You want to make sure that it has the PS1 logo and everything. You want to make sure it's not like a fake or anything like that. And then you want to look at their rating here. So KMA Estate Sales, I've actually clicked their name before because I've bought some stuff off of them because it's actually pretty good. You can see they have a 99.4 positive rating, and this means that this is how many, I believe, reviews they've gotten. So we can see here, he's actually sold 2,400 items, and it's the positive feedback. So all like 800, that's all feedback. So that's actually one little tip I'll give right away about this sort of thing. If you see someone that's selling a game at a really good price and you want to like see, you know, what else they got, check their profile, and then you can like literally just search for it. So I'll search for PS1. Let's see what he's got for sale. That's PS1. Dead or Alive PS1. I don't actually have this. Einhander is also a game I have, but this is a decent price for it. These are all like relatively good prices for games. I'm not even lying. Like, this is actually not too bad. And I might actually pick some of these up. Like, I don't have Project Horn Owl. I think I might. Lethal and 4. I don't have that either. I'm looking at stuff I'm going to be buying right now. And this is good. You want to be doing that. You want to be looking for stuff that you are interested in. And also here, like Dark Omen, never heard of it before. A lot of these games, yeah, Incredible Hulk, don't have that either. No One Can Stop Mr. Domino, I own that one. Sentient, don't think I own that either. So I have a whole bunch of tabs now. One thing you will notice with eBay is that you will generate a ton of tabs. And then that's normal. Condition. This is where they're going to put like how good is the game or like how good is the product. He's saying it's good. That's one below very good. I like to get myself as very good. Let's take a look to see why this got a good and not a very good. I see the manual. Ooh, the manual has seen better days. That doesn't look too good. The disc's got like a little micro play little thing on the front there. I don't know if that's on every disc. You can also do this. You can also like just check out other listings of the same game and just double check the disc to see if it's like the same. Because they should show the disc here. Like right here. Yeah, they don't have that like white spot. So it looks like it's just something that the previous seller put on. Usually a lot of these games will have that. It's not necessarily like the person's fault for that, but that is a little you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. Then we also see here additional service available. I never buy this because it's pointless. Tells you the shipping. This tells you how much money it's going to cost for you to get this shipped out. It can be free, it can be $20, it can be in between. It really you know, it's just whatever they want. Also, it tells you the estimated date that you're going to be getting it to, also your zip code. So be aware of that as well. And also, don't always expect this to be like on the dot. I bought something from someone like 2 weeks ago and I just realized he never like shipped it out, and I'm messaging him about it. I'm like, why have you not shipped this out yet? So I might have to cancel that one. Don't expect people to ship their stuff out as soon as you buy it. I'm sure you don't think that way, but just don't, because it's not going to work that way. And then also, because he says good here for the thing, if you don't know what is wrong, if you scroll down, you'll see the item specifics here, okay? This is kind of whatever. We don't care about this unless you really don't know what you're looking at. This is the important part. Item description from the seller. This is a manual for Tactics Ogre. Turn-based start. This is just boring Canadian, whatever. This is what I'm talking about here. The manual covers all aspects of the game. Okay, so this looks like AI written. Like this is not a good item description in my personal opinion. I like their store. Like I generally do like this one, but like it's just not great descriptions here. Like let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at I don't know. These are all from the same guy. Let's try someone different. Let's try this Tactics Ogre here. It says good. If we scroll down here, this is what I'm talking about. This means nothing. I mean, yeah, follow the store if you want. The case has some scuffs and scratches on it and one crack on the back. The manual has some creases and spots where the ink is worn. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to see. I want to see, why did you not give it a very good? Now, they could have lied and said, oh yeah, it's very good, even though it's clearly not. They can lie about that. And look, see, there's the scratches right there. So I appreciate the honesty from these sellers, because they know people will still buy it anyway, even if the price, or even if like some of the stuff is a little bit damaged. Because like, again, these things are like, at minimum, they're like 20 years old. Every single PS1 game, I'm pretty confident, is at least 20 years old today on August of 2024. So I understand there's gonna be some wear and tear, but I want to know about it. The buyers want to know about it. They don't want to buy something and then, oh, hurdy-dur, it actually had stuff with it that you didn't want on it. It is just kind of how it is. So that's how I would prefer these to have. They don't always need that, but like if you want a decent description of like what is wrong, or like, you know, if the game is like good or not, you want to put that in the item description. Like right here, the manual just looks really bad. This is a really bad manual, and I don't think anywhere here it says the manual is bad. I'm not seeing anything about that. This looks like AI. I know it takes a lot of time to actually put stuff up for sale, but like you cannot be lazy with that. If you want people to buy your stuff, you have to like, you know, put your foot down and actually, you know, do some ratings here. And that's the thing too. That's what we're mostly talking about here, is the ratings. This is a good rating, 99.4 with 823 reviews. This is very good. I would recommend KMA Estate Sales. Not saying that like they won't jip you out of anything. I'm just saying they have good rep, which is good. So then I have another one here. Project Horned Owl. I've never heard of this game before in my life. No registration. Registration cards are really not something I care about in terms of like in the manuals, because you have disc, case, manual, and then sometimes in the manual they'll have like a white piece of paper called registration cards. I don't really care about those at all. I don't think most people care about them, but if you're someone that does care, you know, they said no registration card, so there you go with that. And then it shows the disc and everything. This looks like really good here. I just don't know about the price, because we'll get into that too. Yep, $5.85 for the shipping and handling. Let's see here. And then once again, it just doesn't say, like what's wrong with it. And he gave it what? He gave it a good. So I have to like do some research now and actually see what's wrong with it. This looks like he might have cased it with like a newer case, which is fine. You can do that. You can get like new cases and stuff like that. Actually, is it? I think it is. Actually, this might be original case. I can't really tell, but it looks good. This looks good. I would buy this. I would actually buy it. So let's actually start with that. The next thing I have here written down for my little checklist I have right here is buying. So the big thing about buying video games is you want to know if you're getting a good price for what they're giving you. Now, what I'm going to recommend is not the 100% answer to this. Okay, you need to make your own judgment here. I do recommend checking out pricecharting.com. This is not a flawless website, I will admit. It is not flawless, but this gives you a decent understanding of, at least through eBay, how much things are being sold for, and that I think is a really cool thing. So if you want to know about a game and you want to know if they're even selling it at a decent price, you should use this. Again, don't use it for verbatim or anything like that. Like, we're going to use an example here. So we're going to look at this, not this one here. Let's look at this. So this is Project Horned Owl. I've never heard of this game before in my life, but it's one I don't have. I'm going to copy paste it here. And here we go. Complete price on average is $38. How much is he selling this for? He's selling this for $50. It's a decent price range, okay? It's not what the website says, but you shouldn't follow the website prices by gospel. You shouldn't like look at it and you're like, well, if it's not exactly this much or lower, I'm not buying it. You can do that if you want, but you're not going to get a whole lot of buys if you do that. So if you want to like try to build up your collection and not worry about that, you know, just find one that looks good and you're good to go. So for example here, let's actually just look this up here. We're going to look this up on eBay completely. Let's see if we have any other people selling it. $35. Torn manual though, that's not good. If you don't care about the manual, then whatever. Replacement case. Here's one for $40. Here's one for $40. Let's see what this is. Oh, you know what? This is a bid. It's not even a buy now, so never mind. I don't even want that. $30 for just the disc. Here we go. $45 with the CIB. However, it's from Canada, so it's going to take a little bit, and it's also $17 shipping because I'm from the US and it's going from Canada. So this $45 looks good, but then you got to remember about the pricing with that. So yeah, overall, we're just gonna buy the one from the person I looked at first. So let's go back to that. We are going to add it to our cart. Okay, it's going to take us to the cart, even though I canceled it. I don't know why it does that. It just does. We move on. Let's take a look at another game here. CIB means complete in box, and that's what I go for. I go for the manual, the back with the case, and the disc. So this is the front. This is the back. See a little scratch right there, and then the disc. So there you go. That's what it looks like. Looks good. $50 once again. I don't know the price on this one though, because again, I am not super familiar with these sort of games, but I know that I don't own them. $55 complete in box. I would actually get a decent deal off of this if I buy this for $50, because it's actually $55. But you also got to remember the shipping is $5. I think most times if you buy from the same person, they'll ship it all together because it would be easier for them, and they won't charge the shipping on everything separately. So that's another benefit to actually buying from like specific people, is that you'll actually kind of encounter this sort of thing where like if you buy 5 games from the same person, they should, I'm not saying they always do it because they don't, but they should combine everything and you won't have to pay shipping on everything separate. It would only be for the one package, which I think is a really good thing. So we're going to add this to cart too, because once again, I do not own it. We're going to move on. Here we go. Warhammer Dark Omen. Never heard of this before either. So let's take a look. It says $19. How much is this on the website here? It's $19. So once again, the price looks right here. And again, the shipping. But because I'm buying multiple games, hopefully that means I'll be able to just get it all with one shipping. But let's take a look here. Just taking a look at everything. I just want to make sure everything looks good. Case looks new. Case looks like it was redone, which I think is fine. I don't care about that. Case quality aside, I just wanted to have the compact disc logo on the right. Like if you have that, if you're an official compact disc case, then I think that's fine. That is replaced all the time because these are very fragile. So because of that, I think it's totally fine. Yeah, everything looks good to me. So once again, I'm going to add this to my cart. Let's see what else he's got here. Incredible Hulk, the Pantheon Saga. Never heard of this. Once again, $23. Let's take a look to see how much this is worth. $25. And once again, I do not own this game. So yeah, let me just take a look at it again. I want to make sure everything looks good here. That looks fine. I was gonna say that top part looks a little bad, but you can also buy replacement cases so long as, again, that you have disc compact. I think you'll be fine. Once again, it has that micro play little thing there. That's a little weird. I don't know why it has that there. And I'm wondering now, because I didn't like look at it, but I'm wondering if all the other games I bought from this person has that sticker, because that is kind of annoying. It doesn't ruin it by any stretch, but like, that is a little annoying. I don't even know what Microplay is. It seems like a Best Buy sticker. Oh, here you go. Microplay. It's a Canadian store that put their annoying stickers on the inner rim of the disc. Well, that's annoying. Well, I mean, again, if you don't want to deal with it, I mean, you could try to peel it off, but like, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. Let's look at the disc. Looks fine to me. So then here's Sentient. Once again, I don't believe I own this one, but I might. And that's one thing that we'll talk about in another video, is how to track your game collection. So Sentient, $43, but he's selling it for $55. So once again, you gotta just like, you look at the price discrepancy. Okay, it's not the best price. Like, it's a little higher than what the average eBay purchase is. But you know what? Again, sometimes you just got to be desperate with some of these sort of situations, because there will be one game I'll talk about here in a second. But first, I want to look to see if this is even in my collection, because I use an app for this. It's called Sentient. I don't see it in my collection, so I think I will buy this. Again, if you want to be like super careful with this and you want to like get a better price, you can look it up through through the search bar and everything. But I want to keep buying from this guy because I like his prices, and I firmly believe like I'll be able to do decently with the shipping. And holy hell, this guy's got good stuff here. Wow. Armor Core, Gex, Persona 1, Clock Tower. I already have 2 Clock Towers. I already have 2 Personas. I don't need that. Kingsfield 2 might be a fun one to get a duplicate of. But, Load Runner, I think I bought that one. Tempest, Syndicate Wars. All right, here's one called Versus. Once again, it's a game I've absolutely never heard of before. It's all these like niche games I just don't own because I've never seen them before. $50 he wants it for. Let's take a look and see how much it sells for. It's not even here. What? Oh, you know why? I think it's because, oh, I see why. It's literally just called this. It doesn't have the versus part at the end of it. It just says versus. Okay, so this might be a little bit tricky to look for. A lot of titles have verses in them. Wow, this is an annoying one. Here you go. $40, and he is selling it for $50. And once again, I trust this. I trust this account. And again, I'm trying to buy as much as I can off of one account just to make things easier for myself. So I will be buying this as well. Thunder Force V. That's another one. I feel like I might have that. I want to take a look though. I do have Thunder Force V. I do have that one. I already have Gex 3. I already have all of these. War Gods 3D and Trag. I've never seen Trag, and I've never seen War Gods 3D. This is interesting as well. Again, I've never seen this before, but we're gonna take a look on price charting and see how much they're selling it for. $41, and how much was he selling it for? $50. He's selling it for $60. See, that's a little bit high. That's a little bit high. That's one where I don't know if I would 100% buy this. I probably will, just because, again, I don't think there's gonna be too many out there, and I'm banking on the fact that he just ships everything at once, and there is no sort of like issues with him just charging me once for shipping. So once again, I will be buying this for the collection. War Gods 3D Fighting. Once again, I have no idea. This one actually has kind of an annoying spine on it. It has like a solid black spine. I don't like that sort of spine, but I wonder if that's just a spine that this game always has. Let me actually take a look at that. War Gods 3D Fighting PS1. Let's take a look here. We'll be right back with that one there. No, they don't. They don't always have that weird spine on the end there. So you can see here, there's some like varying prices here, but once again, I kind of want to stick with like the middle because I don't know. I feel like it'd be good for me to do that. I just wish I could see the spine. I want to, because like sometimes this solid black hides the spine and I don't like that. Because like if you look at this one, for example, here's where the spine is. You can physically see the spine. That's like the good spine you want to see. And with that one, it doesn't. So I'm hoping you can still see it and I'll just replace the case. But once again, War Gods 3D. Let's check price starting with this one. War God, this is it right here, 42 bucks. Okay, 42 bucks for complete, sure. And how much is he selling it for? 50 bucks. Once again, it's within the range. It's not that overly ridiculous. I will be buying that as well. So you kind of get the drift of what I mean by like buying stuff. And again, if you find one of like one account that has like good games on it, I would stick to that. I would really stick to it. Because, like, I'm looking here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I need here. I think I have Maximum Force. I don't have Point Blank 2, and I don't have Ray Tracers. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at Point Blank 2 here. Let's see how much price charting is going for with it. $41.90, and they're asking $48. Yeah, once again, I think I will get it. There is a crack. Again, I appreciate them highlighting, like, the problems with some of these things, but I'm happy that like they do that because it makes me feel like they have nothing to hide. And also, again, I can replace the cases if they're that bad. So once again, that's pretty good. Ray Tracers is another game I've literally never heard of before, and it's mad obscure. $32.49. How much are they asking for it? $32.99. We are absolutely going to buy that. So then once you're ready to buy everything, you're going to just go to your checkout and buy everything. Literally everything besides the Tactics Ogre is all coming from the same guy. So yeah, I mean, so yep, just expect them to show up whenever they're ready to show up. So hopefully that guy he gets back to me and you know, he's good with it. We'll have to wait and see. I've bought from him before, so he should be pretty good. Moving on from that, though, I want to take a look at buying. Well, I actually, on my thing, I said looking at singles. Yeah, what we did was we looked at a whole bunch of single games. This is a good way to buy what you're exactly looking for. So, for example, let's like take a look at Crash Bandicoot, my favorite PS1 game of all time. And this is what we get. So we have Green Label, we have Black Label, mint condition with the registration card, which once again, I don't care for a registration card. $70 Black Label, $23 Green Label. I've talked about it in the main video on the main channel, but I'll bring it up again for anyone that didn't watch that video. Black Label is the first run of the game. Once a game sells 150,000 copies, it then gets re-released for a cheaper version in a Green Label Greatest Hits edition. And 99% of the time, every game that is a Greatest Hits is cheaper than the Black Label game. They don't do anything too different to like differentiate themselves. I can't say that word very well, but you get what I mean. So you can see here just a lot of cool stuff here. Again, Green Label, Black Label, doesn't really matter. If you're a collector, you probably want Black Label. Green Label is just seen as like the cheaper alternative. However, there are a few games where the Green Label is actually more expensive than the Black Label, which is pretty funny. We're going to take a look here. So this is all the single stuff. Now we're going to talk about buying lots. So for me specifically, I like to check out the PS1 lot. You want to do PS1 lot. That is what you want to look up. And then what you could also do here is you can also sort by different things. I will sort by, well, actually, wait a minute. I see something that I kind of want to look at right here. And most of these, I should say, are bids. They are not full on prices. So here we got one that I actually did bid. I actually bid on this one, funny enough. I'm like, this caught my eye. I wonder why. It's because I liked this one. Most bids and most lots, I should just say most lots. Most lots are kind of boring. They just have a lot of the filler, the Crash, the Spyro, the Jet Moto, the Gran Turismos, the sports games. This one, however, this one's got some decent ones. You got Final Fantasy VII Black Label's like 50 bucks. Tactics is like maybe 30. Vagrant Story is like 75. Sudoku 1 is like $60, $70. Wild Arms is like a $50 game. Street Fighter Plus is like $60. Twist Metal 4 is 20. Twist Metal, and this is only because I know the prices of these things, okay? What you could do if you want to like make sure you're not buying something bad, you can check on the price charting and then see what you want to do. So then once you end up doing that, there is one cool thing you could do. Also, again, item description here. A lot of really great titles, all in good shape. A lot of instruction booklets are immaculate. Final Fantasy VII is the misprint with the eye in Masterpiece floating where it shouldn't be. Vagrant Story has the collector's disc. You see all the pictures. All the games are Black Label. List of games. Thanks for looking. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. 100% feedback. Only 175 items sold, but it's 100% positive feedback, so that's good. Once again, we're looking at the rating. We want to make sure we're not getting gypped, because I'll be straight up, the guy I bought a game from, he had like a 10 rating because he was relatively new, and I just haven't gotten it shipped. So like, that's not good. You don't want to try that. You can always contact them and get your money back. You can do that. But with this, I wanted to also mention is you have like a whole thing here, and I'm going to look at my bids and offers here. I'm only bidding on this. I haven't bid on anything. My max bid right now is $200 on all this, and I think that's fairly decent. This could probably go for like low-key like $400. And there's a thing you could do. You can add a note. So what you could do is you can look up all the games in these like game lots, and you can literally just check to see how much they're all worth, and then make up your decision on how much you want to bid on it. So for example, if I was to look at all of these, right, I'm not going to, at least not right now, I'm not, because it's going to take forever. But if I was to look up these games and I'm like, okay, the total is 500, I would say bid only up to 500, not worth higher, or something. Anything that would just like let you know, hey, you looked at this item before and here's something you thought about with it. This is a really useful tool, and I do quite enjoy it, and I think people should utilize it more personally. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about here, besides just the lots, is the bidding aspect. So this is a bid, and what essentially you do is you just keep bidding up and up and up and up, and at the very end of the bid, if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. The biggest thing with eBay, and this has been going on for decades now, is the snipes. What will happen is that, like, if the current bid, for example, is at 200 bucks and my bid's at 200, last 10 seconds someone could put in $1 and win. Like, it's gotten to that point. It's been like this, that the bids will always be like that, and it's so annoying to deal with. So you want to kind of watch for these time frames. You kind of want to see what you're looking at, and then, so I know like Saturday 4 and 5 in the afternoon, I know this is going to end. Just be on the lookout for it. Make sure you're good to go, and you should be fine. But I've gotten sniped plenty of times. Something happened with me recently, and I posted this on my alt Twitter account. I lost a bid on this. It was a Kuon and a Haunting Ground, and the only reason why I didn't want it is because I didn't have the Haunting Ground, and that's why I wanted it in the first place. But then I found it at a local store, so I didn't want it. Like Kuon, I'll take like 5 copies of Kuon. I think it's a really cool cover, and I really like it. But then 5 minutes left, I lost the bid. 5 minutes left, and usually, again, these things happen with like 5 seconds left. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was trying to bid on a copy of Tomba and Tomba 2. I just find them visually appealing. They were brand new, sealed, not graded yet, and I put like 800 on it, and someone sniped it for like 840, and I'm like, dude, I really wanted those. But at the same time, I was kind of happy I didn't win that, because it's like, dude, it's a lot of money. You don't want to be blowing your money all at once like that. So I was kind of relieved, but at the same time, I kind of wanted it though, you know? It is what it is. So always got to be careful with the bids. You can also like make it so you only look at bids, or you only look at buy nows. Like, there are ways to just see that. So that's always a good thing. I'm going to look around for a little bit more in terms of lots. A lot of these don't impress me too much. Ooh, this looks pretty interesting. This is a huge PlayStation 1 game lot up for sale. 19 games. 50 viewed in the last 24 hours. This is a bid. Holy shit, this actually looks like actually heat. Final Fantasy VII, once again, it's like a $50 game. Blade of, I forgot what, Samurai Showdown, whatever. That's like a $30 game. Cardinal Sin's like 20. Pocket Fighter's like 50, I think. Dynasty Wars is like 50. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is like 75. Warpath Jurassic Park's like 55. Tekken 2 is like probably 20. Mortal Kombat Black Label's like 45. That's pretty cool. Street Fighter 2 Alpha, again, this is like a $70 game. Like, this is a really Wu-Tang Shaolin style is like $70. This is actually a very interesting sort of bid, I must not lie. Like, this is like actually decent. I own most of this, but like I wouldn't mind throwing my hat in the ring and like trying out a bid here. And you know, remember when I said like, oh, I don't want to look into these too deep? Let's do it for this one. I'm really curious to know. So let's take a look here. And that's the thing with lots too, I didn't mention, but it should have been kind of obvious. You can't pick out the things you want. You have to buy everything together, and that's just kind of how it is. And if you have an issue with it, just don't even go for it. I would recommend you just get the singles, then don't go on the lots. Like, it's just not worth doing. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of pictures here. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the games we got here. So first one is Wu-Tang. So this is the total I got. I got $650 for this entire bid. Okay, that's if everything is complete in box, which it looks like it is. I think I read down here. I'm selling a very large video game collection for a friend. These have been in storage for almost 25 years. Holy. Discs here range from 5 to 10 or better condition. Minor scuffs but play just fine. Tested most and all seem to work. Solid as is, ready to go. Any questions, please ask. So that's a little concerning, is that the condition of the discs aren't god tier or anything. I didn't expect them to be. But like, I think I'll throw my hat in the ring here. I think I'll put down a bid. So you can bid a little bit here and there. Let's see, what are we gonna bid for this? Because again, the total amount is like about $650. I don't really care to win this because again, I have majority of the games. I'll just say it's gonna go past this. I'm gonna do 500. Now, one of two things will happen. All right, first thing will happen is it'll show you what the other person's highest bid was because you overlapped them, and that will be the current bid. So someone else bid $416.36. That's a very bizarre number to bid, but now I am the highest bidder. So now what's going to happen is that if someone bids on this again, right, if they bid a few dollars or whatever, they will say like, oh, you're still outbid, but the price will go up. If you win a bid, say for example, here's another good one. I bought Dino Crisis Greatest Hits for $150 in a bid. I went up to 200 because I really wanted to win that. And what ended up happening with the Dino Crisis was that I put it up to 200 because I was worried someone was going to outbid that, and someone did up to 150, and then I won. I had to pay 150. I did not have to pay $200 because that wasn't as high as the bid went. You only have to pay how high the bid goes. So that's a big thing to know about. One other thing I'm going to mention here with just this here is the making the offers. So this is something I don't use a lot. I will be straight up with you. I do not use the making offer section because not a lot of people do it. Here's one right here though. Speak of the devil, get full screen now. Sony PlayStation PS1, a lot of 30 games plus 10 demo discs. $109. That's not terrible. I don't know what that disc is, but my god, does that not look good? And also that doesn't look great either. Let's see what everything else looks like that we got. Boring games that aren't too crazy. Some demos. Namco, Peter Pan, Equestrian Showcase. Like this price looks decent for what it is. It's not a lot of stuff I care about. Also, they want $20 shipping. That's kind of rough. I don't know why they want that high, but hey, you know, it is what it is. All games are untested, but most discs are very clean with only a few minor scratches. I pictured the two worst discs, which were Caesar's Palace and Crash Team Racing. No, not that one. Manuals also appear a little wavy, light water damage. Only game Crash Team Racing is the only one that's missing his manual. Damn, man. I gotta do my buddy Crash like that. So what you could do is you can make an offer and you could say, hey, I'll buy this off of you for like a little bit less. I never use this because I don't want to say I find it rude, but it's like you know, they put the price there. That's the price they want. If you want to go lower, you can. I mean, I don't recommend doing that at like a public store, obviously, but like for eBay, it's definitely a lot more like acceptable, I guess, because like they have, like, you got to think of it this way. The reason why I think you should actually utilize this, I should utilize this more, is that you can have it so it's not there. You can make it so the make offer section is not even on your item. So if you really don't want to take offers, you don't have to. But if you want to hear what the public has to say about your items, have the make offer section there. You can always reject it. You don't have to do it. But yeah, that's really good. So now let's take a look at the rating here. So what you can do is you can give a positive rating, which I highly recommend everyone doing. Just do the 5 stars. If everything was all good, just do 5 stars. And then what I'll typically do is you can literally do this. You could say like fast shipping, great packaging, amazing communication. Just some jargon like that. And then you can just copy and paste that on all your feedbacks, because they benefit from the feedback and you benefit from getting positive feedback too. So it works in both ways. If you get a good buyer rating, the person that's selling to you knows you are going to be trustworthy of buying the stuff. And then likewise for the seller, you know the seller is going to give you good quality because their rating is high. So it works in tangency that way. And I think that's a really sort of cool thing that they have going on here. But I see some like here on like, oh, rate this person, of like stuff I refunded and stuff like that. So like some of these, like, I don't necessarily need to do right now, or some of them I don't even have yet. I don't even have them in my possession, and like, hey, how'd it go? I can't tell you. I don't know how it went. As I'm wrapping up the video, I completely forgot one really good aspect of eBay, and I wanted to put it here at the end of the video, and that is the watch list. This is something I wish I knew about when I first started getting into collecting. Basically, if there's something you see that you like, but you don't have the money for it, or you don't want to put down the money that they're asking right away, put it on your watch list, because when you do that, you will get a message from the seller, and they send this to all the people that are watching it, like on the watch list, and they'll say, hey, listen, thank you for watching the thing that I'm selling. Here's a discount. I have had this happen to me many times before. They were willing to sell me this SmackDown vs. Raw Superstar Series Collector's Edition for $125 instead of the $150, and I took it. And I think that it's really cool that they can actually like do that they could just send you little discounts. Here's another one that already expired, so I can't do it. This was some crazy one where it was like, it was another PlayStation lot, but it had a lot of rare games in it. The buy it now price was $17.50. It's like, here, have it for $16. I still didn't snipe that. Here's one for Persona 1, $25 discount for it. I already own 2. I don't really need another one, which is really neat. And I really think that people need to utilize the watch list more, because there's so much benefit from it. And I think people would really appreciate starting doing that, because I wish I did that sooner. So like, for example, what's something that I like? Okay, here we go. I still keep looking at like this Starblade Alpha thing here, and I'm already watching it, and I'm hoping that I get an offer for like $650, because once I get an offer for $650, I will probably buy this, because it's a game I need. It's one of the most expensive PS1 games out there. It's the most expensive long box game. I have this on, like I said, like the watch list, and I have another one on the watch list as well, and I'm just waiting for them to drop a $50 off thing on it, and I would greatly appreciate that, because there's this one I'm watching, and there's this one I'm watching, because everything else either doesn't have the manual, it's in terrible condition, and I need manual, I need disc, and I need the box to look decent. So I'm literally deciding between, like, I'm not buying a sealed copy of it, I'm good, and I'm not buying graded for it either. But there's only 2. There's only 2 for PS1 that is available on eBay right now. And they're both $700. And it's a matter of like, what do I do? Which one do I pick? You know which one I pick? I pick the one where when they send me a thing saying, hey, we'll discount it for $50 or something like that, then I'll pull the trigger and I'll buy it that way. That's the way to do it. This one I don't think has any watchers, but this one has 22. So once the message gets to me from them, everyone else is going to get it too that's watching it. So you have to be kind of quick with that. But yeah, for this, I don't think there's many watchers on it. There's only 6. I think this is a relatively new one. And yeah, I mean, I'd love to get my hands on this thing, and I'm debating on just getting it now, but I want to wait. I want to have it on my watch list. I want them to send me an offer. And there's actually a make offer right here. And you know what? I talked about doing it before. I'll do, you know what, 630. Maybe he'll take it for 630. That'd be cool if he did that, but we'll see. So I just sent them an offer. Hopefully he takes that, or like I said, I just wait on it. Maybe I wait on the watch list and maybe they'll give me an offer. And that's it. That's what I wanted to mention with the watch list. It's such a fun little thing to watch a bunch of stuff that you're interested in, but you want to wait for the price to go down just a little bit in order for you to really capitalize on it. And yeah, I think it's a good idea, and I think people should use the watch list feature more. I think it's a really good one. And there you go, guys. That's really my eBay video. That's kind of like what I would recommend with eBay. If you want to get started with a game collection, I'd recommend buying some cheap lots of like original games. Check the prices to make sure that they're okay. You don't want to get scammed or anything. And that's all I really gotta say. I really enjoy collecting for the PS1. It's my favorite console to collect for. And I also love PS2, and the fact that you can play PS1 games on PS2 is pretty cool. And that's really about it. If anyone else has any questions about eBay or anything like that, you guys can always let me know in the comments, and I'll probably respond to them. But that's it. That's my little video on collecting through eBay. Next time, I think what we'll do is we probably will cover like local game stores, because that's probably the next best way to start your collection. And that's it, guys. That is it for the video today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know with a like and comment down below what you think about the video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one, everyone. See ya.